My family treated me like a shadow while showering my brother with attention. Now they expect me to rescue his failing startup with my CEO uncle's wealth. Axel's name echoed through our house like a favorite melody on repeat. If he sneezed, my mother would brew chamomile tea. If I had a fever, it was, "You'll feel better by morning. Go rest." His report cards were displayed like trophies. Mine were buried under stacks of unopened bills. It wasn't loud or theatrical. No shouting matches, no slammed doors, no declarations of resentment. Just a quiet void and emotional neglect. I'd come home from school to find the family at the dinner table without me. "Oh, we assumed you'd eaten," my father would mutter, barely glancing away from the television. Axel's 13th birthday was a spectacle. 40 friends, rented gaming consoles, and a live DJ. For my 16th, I got a quick happy birthday before my mother asked if I could vacuum the living room before guests arrived for Axel's violin performance. I wasn't envious. I was hollow. By the end of high school, the message was crystal clear. Axel was destined for greatness, and I was left to fend for myself. He got into an elite university, and my parents threw a party like he'd won a Nobel Prize. Me? I silently enrolled in a local community college and picked up a second job. I didn't bother telling them. Mornings, I stacked fruit at a grocery store. Evenings, I delivered burgers in a beat-up car with a flickering GPS and a sticky energy drink can rolling under the seat. I found camaraderie in empty parking lots. When gas money ran dry, I'd sleep in the back of my rusty Honda, clutching my backpack, ignoring the hum of crickets and the ache in my spine. Despite the exhaustion, loneliness, and missed meals, I held on to a stubborn dream. A vision. I'd stare at streetlights through foggy windows and picture a future, a steady job, maybe a small apartment with chipped walls but reliable heating, and a dog who didn't judge my empty wallet. I craved calm more than success, but success wouldn't hurt. I kept pushing through semesters. My grades decent, but not stellar, dragged down by long shifts and sleepless nights. I never expected a fairy tale. I never thought anyone would swoop in to save me. Then came the oddest Tuesday of my life. I was midway through a delivery shift, parked crookedly outside a pharmacy, balancing a meat lover's pizza and a soda bottle, when a glossy silver Mercedes pulled up behind me. The window slid down, revealing a face I hadn't seen in nearly a decade. "Michael," the man said, squinting. He looked like a sharper version of an old family photo. My father's cheekbones, but with polished loafers. It was Uncle Christian, the rich one, who my parents always said was too full of himself and probably fudged his taxes. He hadn't shown up to a family gathering since I was 11. I stared at him in my stained work shirt and name tag. "Uncle Christian," I mumbled, shifting the pizza box awkwardly. He leaned back, chuckling softly. "Well, hell, you're all grown up. Delivering food now?" I nodded, my face burning. "Yeah, part-time." His grin softened. "This your main thing, or—" I shrugged. "2 jobs plus school." Christian studied me for a moment, then pulled a business card from his wallet. "Come by my office tomorrow," he said. "I'm serious." I had no clue what was happening, but for the first time in years, someone looked at me without pity or judgment. The next morning, I held the business card like it was a riddle. It was thick, expensive stock, the kind you see in corporate dramas or flashy social media posts. Christian Carlton, founder and CEO, Apex Ventures. It screamed wealth. Part of me thought he'd vanish, or maybe it was a prank. But his tone the day before felt real, curious, maybe even caring. I took a bus downtown in my best outfit. High school slacks that barely fit, and a shirt I'd pressed with a borrowed flat iron in a diner restroom. I had no idea what a CEO's office might feel like, but it definitely wasn't burger grease and exhaustion. Stepping into the Apex Ventures lobby felt like entering another dimension. Polished stone floors, real ferns. A receptionist with a headset eyed me like I was a glitch in the system. "Michael," she said after checking my name. "Mr. Carlton's waiting. Elevator to floor 18. By the time I reached the top, I was sweating. Not from nerves, but from sheer disbelief. Uncle Christian's office had floor-to-ceiling windows with a city view and armchairs that made you feel like an imposter for sitting down. He stood, shook my hand like I was someone who mattered, and said, "You made it. Coffee?" Sure," I replied. He poured it himself. No assistance, no grand gestures, just normal, like we were on the same level. "I'll be straight with you, Michael," he said, handing me a mug. "I didn't expect to see you schlepping pizzas. Your dad always said you were doing okay, studying tech or something." I let out a sharp, dry laugh. "I'm at community,